All right, stop. Just for a second. Stop scrolling through social media, looking at some teenager in a rented Lambo telling you to pour your savings into a coin named after a dog. You've heard the horror stories, the rug pulls, the scams, the 99% overnight crashes. You're curious about crypto, you see the potential, but you're also, and rightfully so, terrified of losing your shirt. What if I told you there's a way to get into crypto and build a real, sustainable portfolio without gambling on nonsense? What if I told you the largest, most powerful financial institutions in the world are not just endorsing crypto, but actively buying it up? We're going to cut through the noise. In this video, I'll show you the 3 cryptocurrencies that I believe are the safest bets for any beginner building a portfolio in 2026. These aren't get-rich-quick schemes. These are assets with massive institutional backing, billions of dollars in real-world infrastructure, and a proven history of surviving and thriving through market chaos. Forget the moonshots for a minute. Let's build a real foundation. Before we get to our top 3, you have to understand why 2026 is a completely different ballgame for crypto. For a long time, it really was the Wild West, a market driven by retail hype and speculation. That era is over. The keyword for this new chapter is institutional adoption. So what does that actually mean? It means the grown-ups have finally entered the room. We're talking about BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, and Fidelity, a company that handles retirement accounts for millions. These giants of finance have launched regulated products like spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, and institutions are pouring in billions. This isn't just a trend, it's a fundamental shift. This new layer of institutional money provides a level of stability and legitimacy that simply didn't exist before. The market is maturing. Regulatory frameworks, once a source of fear, are becoming clearer, giving big firms the confidence to invest for the long haul. We're seeing the tokenization of real-world assets, things like bonds and funds, being built on these blockchain networks. Crypto is integrating itself into the core of the global financial system. So when we talk about safe crypto in 2026, we're not just guessing. We're following the money and the infrastructure. We're looking for assets that are becoming too big and too important to fail. And that brings us to our first pick, the undisputed king. If you only buy one cryptocurrency, this is it. Bitcoin is the original, the most secure, and the most recognized digital asset in the world. It's best understood not as a tech stock, but as digital gold. Its main purpose is to be a reliable, decentralized store of value that isn't controlled by any single government or corporation. Bitcoin's safety doesn't come from a flashy CEO. It comes from its simplicity and its unchangeable rules. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. That's the code. This hard-coded scarcity is its most powerful feature. Unlike traditional currencies that can be devalued when central banks print more money, you can't just fire up the printers for more Bitcoin. And let's talk about its track record. Since its creation, critics have declared Bitcoin dead over 470 times. It has survived multiple brutal bear markets, with price crashes of over 80%, only to come back stronger every single time. This resilience is its proof of life. Now, in 2026, it's not just resilient, it's institutionally validated. The launch of spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US was a watershed moment, creating a regulated bridge for massive amounts of capital to flow in. We've seen a steady stream of investments from these products, creating consistent buying pressure that helps stabilize the price. While some bullish analysts see scenarios where Bitcoin could test previous highs or push towards the $150,000, $220,000 range if macroeconomic conditions are right, others expect a consolidation year. In that case, prices could stabilize in the $85,000 to $120,000 zone. The key takeaway isn't a specific number, but the direction the asset is heading. The risk with Bitcoin has always been its volatility. But even that is changing. With a market cap in the trillions and more institutional money flowing in, Its wild price swings have become less severe than in its early days. For a beginner, Bitcoin is the bedrock. It's the anchor for your portfolio and the most straightforward bet on the long-term growth of the entire crypto world. If Bitcoin is digital gold, then our second pick, Ethereum, is the digital oil that powers the new internet. Ethereum took Bitcoin's core idea and asked a revolutionary question. What if we could run entire applications on the blockchain? This breakthrough, known as smart contracts, turned crypto from a simple currency into a global, decentralized supercomputer. Nearly everything you hear about in crypto, DeFi, decentralized finance, NFTs, and Web3 gaming, was built on Ethereum first. It still has the largest and most active ecosystem of developers and applications. As of early 2026, it commands around a 60% market share of all value locked in DeFi. This is a powerful network effect. So many people are building on and using Ethereum that it's incredibly difficult for others to catch up. Like Bitcoin, Ethereum has a proven track record. It launched in 2015 and has survived the same market cycles. More importantly, it has kept innovating. The merge, a massive upgrade, transitioned the network to a more energy-efficient system, silencing one of the biggest criticisms of early blockchains. Now, in 2026, the institutional interest is undeniable. After the successful launch of Bitcoin ETFs, spot Ethereum ETFs were approved and began trading in the summer of 2024, opening another regulated gateway for big money. Ethereum isn't just a cryptocurrency. It's a bet on the future of a decentralized internet. Its token, ETH, is the fuel required to use this world computer. Analyst price predictions for Ethereum in 2026 are varied, with some models suggesting a range between $3,200 and more optimistic targets of over $5,000, depending on market conditions and ETF inflows. While it has slightly more technical risk than Bitcoin because of its complexity, its utility, and the sheer scale of its network make it a cornerstone for any serious crypto portfolio. If you're finding this breakdown valuable so far, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button below. We're about to dive into our third pick, which has explosive growth potential you won't want to miss, so subscribe now so you don't miss out. Our third and final pick is the riskiest of the three, but it also has explosive growth potential that justifies its inclusion for a beginner seeking more upside. That coin is Solana. If Ethereum is the established supercomputer, Solana is the lean, high-performance machine built for pure speed and scale. And it is incredibly fast. While Ethereum processes around 15 to 30 transactions per second on its base layer, Solana has a theoretical capacity of over 50,000. In the real world, it typically sustains between 2,000 to 4,000 transactions per second, which is still leagues ahead of most competitors. This speed, combined with transaction fees that cost fractions of a penny, has made it a magnet for applications that need high performance, like trading platforms and games. Solana's journey has been a trial by fire. It was hit hard in the 2022 crash, partly due to its association with the failed exchange FTX. Many declared it dead. But what happened next is why it's on this list. The developers didn't quit. They kept building. The network staged one of the most remarkable comebacks in crypto history, with user activity and its price soaring. This showed incredible resilience and a loyal community. The risk with Solana is that it's a younger network and faces stiff competition. It has also suffered network outages in the past, which have raised concerns about its reliability. However, stability has improved dramatically, with over a year of uninterrupted uptime recently. For many beginners, using Solana is a better experience. It's fast, cheap, and just works. Price predictions reflect this high growth potential, with forecasts for 2026 ranging from around $127 to more bullish targets of $200, $350, depending on market conditions. A smaller allocation to Solana offers a calculated bet on the future of high-performance blockchains. So there you have it, the 3 safest crypto coins for beginners in 2026. First, Bitcoin. Digital gold, the anchor of stability for your portfolio. It's your foundational bet, backed by scarcity and massive institutional demand. Second, Ethereum, the world's supercomputer. It's your bet on the innovation that blockchain technology enables, from DeFi to the next generation of the internet. And third, Solana, the high-speed challenger. It's your growth-oriented bet on a platform solving the critical issues of speed and cost with a battle-tested community. A sensible starting portfolio for a beginner might look something like this: 50% in Bitcoin for stability, 30% in Ethereum for ecosystem growth, and 20% in Solana for that high growth potential. This isn't a gamble on a meme coin. This is a strategic, diversified entry into what many believe is a major technological and financial revolution. The crypto market of 2026 is no longer a fringe experiment. It's a maturing asset class being woven into the global financial system. Of course, none of this is financial advice, and you should always do your own research. But if you're tired of the hype and want a real place to start, these 3 coins represent the strongest foundation you can build. If you found this breakdown helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more. And let me know in the comments which of these 3 you're most excited about. In our next video, we'll explore some higher risk, higher reward categories like AI and gaming tokens. You won't want to miss it.